Grace to you and peace from God our Father and from our Lord God, Jesus Christ. Our topic for the day we shall call Democracy Will Die and Islamism Will Prevail when America Fails. Revelation 18:1 to 24. Kung patuloy na magpasindak ang Amerika sa mga banta, psychological warfares, black propagandas, bluffs, lies, and acts of war ng Russia, Iran, and its terrorist proxies and their supporters at ng China, then tuluyan na ngang babagsak ang civilized society. In effect, barbarism and terrorism will go hand in hand to rule the whole world, with Islam as the only existing religion. That is the worst case scenario kung patuloy na half-hearted ang tulong ng Amerika sa Israel at Ukraine. The end result, democracy will die, and it will begin to die if and when Israel is defeated. Consequently, Russia will conquer the whole of Europe, and China will subjugate the Asia-Pacific region, and the remaining democratic countries of the world will become worshippers of Allah, and America will be remembered no more. Read for yourself Revelation 18:1 to 24. And the only way to prevent this from happening ay tulungan ng ganap ng Amerika ang Israel at Ukraine upang sila'y manalo. Subsequently, Amerika ang siyang maghahari sa buong mundo as the champion of democracy and rule of law. So, the world, after all these troubles, a new world order will commence, either by barbarism and terrorism or by a civilized democratic society. The ICC's issuance of a warrant of arrest against Prime Minister Netanyahu and his former Defense Minister Gallant is a shameful manifestation that the civilized society had long been infiltrated by barbarians and terrorists. At ito'y nagsimula nang mag-propose ang United Nations ng two-state proposal sa loob ng lupang pangako. And isn't it foolishness for ICC to issue a warrant of arrest to a dead terrorist? Kung matalino at makatuwiran at matino ang inyong pag-iisip, you should have issued also, above all, a warrant of arrest to the dictator of Iran na siyang punot dahilan sa kaguluhan sa Middle East at sa lahat ng terrorist leaders na nagsakatuparan sa utos ng Supreme Leader ng Iran. They should have been arrested. You are sending a message to the whole world that it is just and right for the terrorist Hamas et al. To murder or annihilate the Jews from the river to the sea, and that it is a war crime for Israel to defend itself and fight back to finish off their enemies. Hayahay mo kung ganon, ano kayo, siniswerte? At dahil hindi naman kayo lintik na walang ganti, therefore expect with full force and with full power sa ganti ng Israel through their IDF and Mossad. Kung ginawa ninyo ito prior to 1948, most likely mapa sa inyo ang buong promised land at kakalat na naman minsan pa sa buong mundo ang chosen people. Noon yon, pero di na ngayon. At di ba ninyo alam na galing kay Satanas ang utos na puksain ninyo ang Israel? Revelation 12:5 and 7. And if you invoke, as you are used to doing, jihadism in the name of your God Allah to annihilate the Jews, then it is obvious that your God Allah and Satan had one thing in common, and that is to annihilate Israel, isn't it? Ang Israel na patuloy ninyong nilapastangan ay remnant o lahi ni Kristo Jesus. John 1:11. Therefore, expect the vengeance of Jesus Christ against you. Romans 12:19. But alas, it is indeed a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. Hebrews 10:31. Peace can only be achieved through war. A war Hamas had started, and to end it is for the terrorists to lay down their arms and release the hostages unconditionally. That is how the World War II ended. A ceasefire will only rearm the terrorists and restart a never-ending war against Israel. But that will never happen. For after this war, a new world order will commence. However, historical records had shown that Arabs or Muslims had settled some areas of the promised land, habang ang mga Hudyo ay nagkawatak-watak sa buong mundo due to the never-ending persecutions against them, lastly by the Nazis. But when God's grace and provision had restored Israel their homeland as Joshua, the successor of Moses, had settled them sa loob ng lupang pangako, alinsunod sa oath o pangako ng Diyos Ama through Yahweh kay Abraham. Genesis 17:8. Yes, all the land of Canaan, the promised land, the present territory of the Israeli state ay tahanan na ng mga Hudyo since Yahweh had released them from Egyptian slavery. Tahanan na ng mga Israelita ang promised land including Gaza and the West Bank, formerly or biblically Judea and Samaria, since 1,300 years ago, bago pa man magkatawang tao si Yahweh bilang si Kristo Jesus. At maski sa panahon ni Kristo Jesus, never did He call the Jews as the Palestinian people. Likewise, never did Jesus Christ call the promised land as Palestine. And in referring to the entire promised land, Jesus Christ called it Jerusalem, saying, "O Jerusalem, Jerusalem." Matthew 23:37. Yes, Jesus Christ never called the promised land as, "O Palestine, Palestine." Kaya nga noong May 15th, 1948, when the state of Israel was established, there was no such thing as a Palestinian state that existed. What was proposed in 1937 was the Jewish and Arab states to coexist in the promised land. But the Arabs had forfeited themselves to coexist with Israel sapagkat ni minsan ay wala silang digmaan na napanalunan laban sa Israel since 1948. But according to the latest history, it was Yasser Arafat in 1969 who invented the Palestinian cause, and now popularized by the terrorists in the guise of a holy war. Ganun pa man, kinikilala ng most countries of the world that it is but legit a cause ang i-annihilate ang Israel o paalisin sa lupang pangako, sapagkat ang lupang pangako ay homeland daw o pag-aari ng Palestinian people. At ating nasaksihan ngayon na ang UN at ang ICC ay itinuturing na war crime ang pagganti ng Israel sa kanilang mga kaaway, na lahat ng karahasan laban sa Israel ay just and moral, not a crime against humanity, not a crime against the Jewish people. Yours truly, God's workman. God bless.